everybody? Welcome back to the Keep the Play Alive podcast. And guess who I'm with? Magnus Jones, the GOAT himself, Orlando Magic's new point guard. And guess who else? The man, the myth, the legend, the flying squirrel, Kobe Verdant.
Yeah.
Let's go.
What the
So
fuck? How am
everybody,
I
welcome
flying
back.
squirrel?
It's been what, a week? But guess what? There's something that I promised everybody last week. What I was going to do for this week's episode to start off, and that was to get Firehouse subs. And I did it, but I couldn't wait, so I ate the other half the sandwich already. So
Badass.
my review, I guess Subway is gonna not give me my sponsorship, so I can formally say that Firehouse subs is good. So I would put Firehouse subs above Subway on the tier list.
Oh man.
Damn.
Just saying, just
Okay.
saying, just saying. But today, it's gonna be a little bit of a different kind of start here. You know, I never did the intro. I'm a little nervous. We getting it done. But
I gotta say, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
you to go, y'all awesome the goats. But today will be a little bit of a different episode. Today, I'm gonna be taking the hot seat. So everybody has to answer my questions. And they don't know what my questions are.
Wouldn't that mean we're on the hot seat?
Could be good, could be bad, and you are right, Max. You are.
Real quick before we start. So I also got Firehouse a couple days ago.
Did you?
Fat asses.
You just jealous?
Where's
You
my
didn't get none.
firehouse? Where's my
You know what?
firehouse?
I got-
damn it?
Wait,
I mean,
what'd you get
holographic
first? What'd you get
meatloaf.
first? Oh.
The only bad thing that I can say about Firehouse is my sandwich falls apart before it makes it to my mouth. Like that's an issue.
Yeah.
They need to work on their bread cutting.
Needs to be toastier.
So what all you got on there? What all you got on there?
Okay, so excuse me, my order. So I ended up getting a pulled pork foot long. I have lettuce, pickles, and some spicy sauce on it. I don't know what kind of sauce, but it's kind of hot. I had to went to the bathroom like 8 times since I ate the other half.
The
But-
Chipotle.
Probably. But yeah, it's so far it's good. I mean, to say it beats out chicken teriyaki, I don't think so. But I would say overall, now, Firehouse ain't that bad.
I had got the I think it's like limited time. It was the pepperoni meatball sub. Basically, it's just meatball sub with pepperonis on top. It's nothing crazy, but it was really fucking good.
A meatball.
Sounds bussin'.
Yep. Shall we continue?
So I don't know how you guys want to go into this. I mean, I could just go straight into it, or however y'all thinking. But
Yeah, so Gavin has assembled a couple of questions on a piece of paper that he's going to ask us. Supposedly, now we haven't heard these questions before. This is all going to be fresh and new to us. But from what our conversations were beforehand, these are supposed to be some, questions to start a conversation. Some very interesting questions of that nature. So go ahead and start us off with the first question.
okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you individually, so y'all both have time to answer the question. But this is a question that's not on my paper, but I just thought about. So I'm going to ask. So let's start off with Kobina first.
Oh, okay.
What if you were stranded in a desert and you only had a car? Which part of the car are you taking?
Which part of the car am I taking? Man. Well, there's different things, so I'm gonna break it down. Obviously, there's like the seats, which you could use as either shelter, or you could use as like, a bed, blanket, so you don't have scorpions crawling all over your ass. There's also like when you're in that type of situation, I feel like you would need storage. Obviously, fire, water. So maybe the battery, because fire is very important, especially at night. But also, it is the desert. There's no like Oh, it's a real thinker. It's a real fucking thinker.
That's
A real
man.
brain tickler.
Yeah. Okay, so say we get a question like this, would I be able to call on Magnus to like give me some
Phone a
ideas?
friend.
Well, I'm gonna ask him next. So I just started on you. Next one's gonna be started on Magnus.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I would take the seats.
The seats
Yeah,
and
because
the bed.
yeah, bed and then somewhat make a shelter, you know. So I guess I would start with that.
Okay, okay. So Magnus, what is your take?
Okay, so I have a couple of questions about the question. Some specifics to break down. So you said a deserted island or you said a desert?
A desert. A desert.
A desert. So just a hot fucking sandy desert
Arizona.
out in the sun. Oh god. Arizona, I would
Also,
die either way.
real quick, you could also like strip the seat of like whatever covering it has and use it as like clothing and shit, or because the sweat
Yeah.
that cools off and leads to hypothermia and shit. So, clothing, shelter, uh, you know, continue.
Yeah. So now question number 2. Does this have to be a car in particular or can it be a
Yeah.
truck?
Well,
Okay.
ooh, that's a good. Let's just stick because Kobe didn't know that either. So let's just stick with a car.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna say if it was a truck, I'm taking the whole bed of the truck. But
That's an option.
I'm still thinking for me personally. Kobe brought up a very good point about the battery being able to make a fire. That is a very smart thing that I wouldn't have thought about. That's that's the Native American in him, I guess. But I'm gonna go with probably just the trunk, just for storage. Put all my shit in it. Keep it simple.
But if we're talking about that, like you couldn't really carry a trunk around with you because is the object to
I'm
survive or
more
to try
so
and get out?
keeping it in like my base of operations, I guess.
Yeah, because you could just take it off and like in a sense take it off and drag it technically, but I get where you're coming from, Kobe.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Okay, so two very good answers.
I think either
if
way you're fucked, but
you wanted me to answer the question since it was a little tough, me personally, I would take the door. Why? Because when it's hot, I'll roll the windows down. When it's cold, I'll roll it back up. Funny guy. Next one. Next question.
Use that bitch as a shield.
Yes, Captain America. Number 2, and there's a lot coming here, so y'all better be ready.
Stay tuned.
Magnus, you're first. Here's another
All
question
right.
that just got brought onto my mind. Would you rather it be always daytime or always nighttime?
Always nighttime. I don't even got to think about it.
Always
Me,
nighttime.
I'm just a nocturnal ass person. Like I can never keep my sleep schedule to where I'm up during the daytime. I've always had like just all throughout my life, whether it's been all the way back to school or whatever. I just always been the type of person that I just don't have energy during the day. Like I don't have the same amount of energy. Like it'll be like 3 a.m. and I'll just randomly get the energy to go conquer the world. Like just start go play basketball, go like do stuff. Like I just always was that type of person that nighttime is just so much better for me. It's just got better vibes. It's less hot because I hate the hot. And just in general, it's just a better time. The world is quiet and stuff like that.
I feel you. I feel you. That's a great answer. Round of applause for Magnus Jones. Let's go. All right, Kobina, your turn.
I agree. There's really no need for me to keep going with it. I just agree 100% with Magnus.
Okay. So
Yeah, Kobe works night shift, so I would assume he would like night
you
more.
are correct about that. But okay, let's kind of go on to like like an emotional kind of journey. I'm gonna take you guys on a road today.
Okay.
Let's go more of the personal
Okay.
side. Kobe, let's start with you here. What is one thing in your life that you are most proud of?
Ooh. Well. Gosh. I have two different answers so far, but I'm still kind of thinking, man. I mean, I don't want
A
it to
great
sound like a
question.
negative sort of question, but right now it feels like I don't have anything to be proud of. But it's not like in a negative sense, like I hate my
Yeah,
life, blah blah. It's more like I know there's something out there for me,
You
and
got goals that you
yeah, I
haven't
have
met yet.
goals, and I don't think I'll be proud of myself until I reach those goals. Um, it, there's things that I want to do in life, and I want to see myself accomplish them. And if I fail, then I'll still be proud because at least I had the balls to say that I tried and I actually
Yep.
tried. But
exactly.
Live free
also
or die trying.
I think I'm most proud of myself for being here right now because there's times where I've thought about just giving up and just giving up on everything and just living, like a kind of a sad life. But I've definitely made strides to improve myself
Yep.
socially, um, get to know other people, and get to really establish myself as someone who works hard for what they want. So I guess in a sense, I'm proud of myself and I'm also not proud of myself yet.
That's good because like you said, eventually that's in your mind that, and that's a great thing that you have goals in life because that's what makes you wake up every day is knowing that you still have goals to chase. And like you
Yep.
said, you know, we're all happy you are still here with us. And like you said, you thought about
Mhm.
giving up, and that's things we're both here for you for. And
Right.
that's a great answer to be proud of yourself for still being here because you were
Yep.
man to look yourself in the mirror and be like, I can overcome whatever is happening here. So that's
Yep.
a great answer. I love that answer, Kobe. I do.
Went on a spiritual journey, found yourself, learned more about who you were, and
Mhm.
you're proud of the journey that you went on to become a better man. And you can't do nothing but respect that.
Facts, facts, facts.
Now,
But
as for
Magnus,
my answer to that question, I would say something similar. But as of this current moment, I'm gonna I'm gonna be a little bit cringy, I guess. Here, I'm gonna say the most proud thing I am of is my wife, my beautiful lady Jasmine Flowers. I I love that girl with everything in me. Shout out to her.
shout out
And
Jasmine.
Shout out Jasmine.
every chance I get, I show her off. And I'm just so proud because we live in a society nowadays. We live in a society. We live in a society nowadays where women just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to find a good woman these days, and a lot of men have straight up given up on the dating world because of it. Because all these women is for the birds, and it's just not the same world that it used to be. And I won't go too far into that, but I can't count the amount of times I've heard stories from friends and acquaintances of how a woman fucked them over, used them for money, or hoed out, cheated, all this, all that. And I just feel so proud to say that I found one that would never do any of that type of stuff to me. She's here for me in my spiritual journey and my mental health journey. I've had panic attacks around her, and she's just been there through them with me and helped me calm down. Just been there for me. She's always gonna be there for me, and it ain't nothing to me that you can be more proud of than having a person that you can look at and say, "We in this forever."
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of the greatest achievements in life.
Facts. And again, shout out Jasmine. Shout out Jasmine.
Yes. Shout out Jazz.
Okay, so I think we're gonna stray away from that for a second, and we're gonna go to a different kind of question.
Okay.
Let's go with an out of the box question. Let's start with you again, Magnus. Wait, no, we went with Kobe first. Let's start with you this time.
Yeah.
What's the funniest joke that you know?
The funniest joke. That's a toughie.
Oh
A
god.
lot of my humor can't be displayed in a public sense, but
Got him in a red seat. Got him in a hot seat.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of traditional jokes that are funny. I don't know. I remember one stupid ass joke. This is the stupidest fucking like dad joke, but it always used to make me laugh when I was like in school and shit. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. And I don't know why, it just always used to make me laugh my fucking ass off because I'm just thinking of a fucking cow just flopping on the fucking ground with no legs.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
That's exactly what I was thinking about when you said it.
Like just the image of that used to fucking just crack my stupid ass up.
Okay. That's I'll give that one a 7.5. Mostly because I think I heard it, but it's still funny. It's an oldie, it's a classic. Now
Yeah.
Kobe.
Can't beat the classics.
Kobe's a funny guy. Let's see what he's got.
Well, asking me what's the funniest joke I've ever heard or the funniest joke that I know is that's difficult, man. But I do want to shout out a listener of the program. His name's Rocky, good buddy Rocky.
Rocky. Woo!
We were talking one time, um, and sometimes I'm just so quick with it that I don't even realize what I say. But they were talking about like Greece, like like cooking something in Greece. I said that's a
Yeah.
country, and then they fucking caught on, and then Rocky and some other friends were just laughing because it out of the blue, yeah, Greece.
Yeah.
It's not funny to probably y'all or any of the listeners, but it's kind of like an inside joke, and
It's one of
Rocky
those things
Rocky
where it's not
knows,
funny when you fucking just talk about it like
right?
out loud, but when it's in the moment, it's just hilarious.
Yeah,
And
it's
whenever we
funny.
recall it,
You
or
gotta be
fucking
there.
we talk about Greece or anything like that, and we just say that's a country.
One of those.
I got you.
But yeah,
Okay.
a lot of our humor is just too dark to go on
Yeah,
here. So we can't. There's a lot of great moments we could talk about if it wasn't a PG-13 program.
Yeah. Okay. Check that one off the list. So, speaking of lists, now what you think?
Yeah.
We're gonna ask about this question. Magnus, I'm gonna start with you again. What is one thing on your bucket list?
One thing on my bucket list. I had a few things on my bucket list. Obviously, one is to, become a successful music artist, but everybody knows that, so I won't use that as a cop out. But I'd say a number one thing on my bucket list is at least once in my life visit Europe. Like, no matter what country it is or how long I stay there, I would eventually like to live in Europe, truth be told. But at bare minimum, I'd love to visit Europe at least once, whether it's Italy, Switzerland, Netherlands, Iceland, anything. That's number one on my bucket list is to travel.
That's a good. I would love to do that too. When you go to Europe, pack me in your bag. Okay, now Kobe, floor is yours.
Bucket list. I guess one thing that comes to mind is I've been a wrestling fan since I was like 5 or 6, man. So if there was ever a time that there was like a WrestleMania or something like huge like that, would like come to Nashville, man, I would want to go to that. I know it'd be expensive as fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but I definitely do want to go to a WrestleMania.
That's good. And but if any of you did know, me and Kobe is big time wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to flex. I'm just trying to let you know. I did end up going to a WrestleMania once. My mom brought me. Probably my favorite memory
Was
ever
it
with my mom.
30?
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
where Brock Lesnar beat the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was silent in that building after that happened.
Mhm.
But
Man, I would want to go.
but yeah. Whenever you go, hey, we should all go. Even Magnus. He
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
watch it. Good experience.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm an OG wrestling fan. I used to love it back in the day, but it just ain't the same to me no more. I'm an old
Yeah.
head when it come down to it.
yeah, I feel you. It's
I still
definitely
appreciate it.
different. It's
I
definitely
can still
different.
appreciate it. It's just one of those things where all the guys that you watched when you were younger is all either retired or about to retire. And I just can't bring myself to the new faces because I haven't watched them since they was in their beginning phases and stuff like that.
Yeah. Shout out Cena for his retirement tour, by the
Shout
way.
out Cena.
No,
But
we love you. The GOAT.
that was a good question here. So I guess we'll kind of go back to, I guess, the more deep topic, because I'm gonna try to alternate it to where it's
Mhm.
not straight topics. Mess up. So Kobe, what is your biggest regret? And if it's something that you really don't want to share, you don't have to. But it's just a question.
Man, biggest regret.
Biggest regret.
Um, really can't live your life with regret, but there are some things that you wish you could take back. Um, I really do wish I was a lot more careful with my money growing up because um and I don't come from money, but like working throughout the years whenever I was like 16, if I would have just like had some sort of money saved up and then I would have, you know, because God, this economy is fucking tough right now, and there's just times where I'm just like, man, if I had not spent that much on that, and I would have
Yeah.
just put it somewhere to for save it for a rainy day. Um, but there's not much that I do regret, but being more careful with money and having to learn how to be more careful with money because, someone who doesn't come from money doesn't know how to spend it. They'll just buy
Hey, yo.
whatever impulse buying to satisfy that sort of want whenever they're a child because,
Scratch that itch.
yeah, my mom and dad didn't have a lot of money growing up. We basically lived off of social security checks. So I do need to be more careful with how I spend my money and how I use it, but yeah,
Yep. I totally relate to everything you just said, and that's a good answer.
appreciate it.
Now,
Unfortunately, I feel like that's the case for a lot of people because that is also the case for me. Uh, like Kobe said, you're not supposed to live your life with regrets. You try to take everything as a learning experience and just try to be better in the future from what happened in the past. But sometimes you can't help but think, damn, I really fucked that up, didn't I? And I'm one of them people. I do tend to dwell in the past. I try not to. And my advice to everybody is to let go of the past. Because if you don't let go of the past won't let go of you. And you're gonna keep making the same mistakes over and over. But
yep.
like Kobe said, money. Being stupid with money. That would be the same answer that I would give. Once again, pretty much the exact same thing Kobe said. I didn't come from money. We lived off of Social Security. And life wasn't too easy. But when you get older and you start getting money for yourself, you wanna do all the things that you never could, experience all the things you could never experience. And I developed a couple of bad habits that created problems in my early 20s. I'm still in my early 20s, but well, I'm getting closer to my mid 20s, but around 19, 20, 21, I was just very stuck in my ways with my bad habits, and I ate through any little bit of money that I had, any money that I came across. It all went to those habits, and I'm glad to say now that I've kicked those habits to the curb, and I've learned a lot since then. So hopefully, I won't make those same mistakes in the future. But yeah, I would say the same. My biggest regret is being stupid with money, because it's always the thing of, if I knew back then what I know now, life could have been a whole lot different. But that's the whole point of life, is you gotta mess up sometimes to learn, especially when you ain't got nobody to teach you. For those that don't know, I didn't have either of my parents with me in my childhood for the most part, so I didn't really get a whole lot of wisdom from them. I had to kind of learn everything the hard way. I'm a real hard-headed motherfucker, if you can't tell. But yeah, that'll be my answer to that question. I ain't gonna go on for too long.
And hey, that's great, and I appreciate both of you answering that question. Even though it was a little personal, but you know, we on a roller coaster today. You know,
Yeah.
it's a roller coaster of emotions. And actually, with a bonus, since you guys shared, I feel that I'm only obligated to share. So, my biggest regret in life would probably be not taking my schooling seriously and letting people get to me back in the day and making me quit the things that I love, and just being a hardhead back in the day. Like now, I wouldn't say like both of you said, you don't live your life with regret, and I don't have regrets. But like you said, if there's one thing I could take back, it would be not taking my schooling seriously, and it would be, like I said, not playing sports because someone upset me. And that's my biggest thing. My biggest problem is that I let people walk on me and I start not to care. But then whenever it gets to a point in life, it really hits me. And then it's like, okay, I regret not telling them something sooner, or I regret not fixing the issue when it was an issue. Now I'm sitting here in a predicament where, I'm getting walked on, and then people continue to do it because they think that it's okay because I didn't handle it in the beginning.
Didn't
So
set the boundaries.
exactly. And that would be my biggest regret. But then again, like I said, I appreciate both of you for answering that question. Now we're gonna move on. We're gonna, like I said, roller coaster here. We doing flips and turns, and we might even throw up. But speaking of living, I don't remember which one I asked first. That last one.
It was me.
But it was you, Kobe. Let's go
Yep.
with you again.
Okay.
Magnus went twice. Let's go with you again.
Yeah.
What is one thing in your life that you cannot live without?
Oh man. God, I'm probably about to sound like a zoomer real quick. Probably my phone, man. Oh, it's
Can't really live modern life without it too much.
you really can't, man. I'll add just like an extra one. Caffeine, man. If you know, you know. Caffeine addiction fucking sucks.
That headache goes crazy.
It's really the worst thing ever, man. But yeah, my phone and caffeine. Uh, I, I would probably need it, or I couldn't function. I mean, I could probably function without my phone, but I would just get so bored so fast and probably just sleep all day, to tell you the truth. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Magnus?
Well, I'm probably about to sound like a sappy bastard, but I can't really live without my friends, without you guys. Because if I was all alone during this shit, if I didn't have y'all, if I didn't have Jasmine, if I didn't have an escape from all the problems in my life, I'd go fucking crazy.
Oh
I already
yeah.
have. I've gone crazy before. I've been in the mental hospital. I've done the whole thing. But yeah, that's the one thing I can't live without is my partners. And I know you shouldn't be dependent on people. You should be able to, rely on yourself to get you through hard times. But fuck it, that's just how I am. I help people, and I feel, I guess, entitled that people should help me.
Yeah. I feel that.
Sort of.
Yeah. I mean, hey, everybody's got different opinions. This is what we're here for, to put
Yeah.
our opinions out into the world. And nobody's opinion is wrong, ever, unless it
Yeah.
is wrong. If it's different than mine, it's wrong. No, I'm kidding. But let's move on. So, and I'm gonna stop saying that. That was the last time I'm gonna say it. Let's move. So I'm gonna do something different next time. So I'm trying to be a good host here. That's what I'm trying to be here. So let's go to Magnus said Sappy. Let's go Sappy. What's your favorite animal? Magnus.
My favorite animal. Well, I was having this conversation with Kobe the other night. I was like,
Oh Lord.
I'm starting to kind of move on from being a dog person. Not
Mhm.
say move on from being a dog person, but like, I don't know, dogs are just so aggravating sometimes. Like they
Hey, that
really
was
get
right there.
annoying.
Pissed me off all the time.
He like the dog we got, man, that just got too much energy, bro. I like smaller dogs that don't, jump around and scratch you and bark all the time and do stupid shit. But I think I'm still gonna go with dogs because even though they are annoying and a handful and everything, you gotta babysit them like a child. The moments that you can have with a dog, just those adorable moments, is just second to none. You can't really have those same moments with a cat. I mean, in a way, you kind of can, but to me, you could just get closer with a dog than you can with a cat every day of the week.
For
I
me,
agree.
um, uh, if we're talking about like a pet, obviously for me it's a cat. I'm a cat guy. Cats chill. They're fucking cuddly. Sometimes they're nice. They're not loud. They're not obnoxious.
Yeah,
Sometimes they could
they're
act
not
stupid.
nearly as annoying as dogs.
They could be funny as hell. Like whenever if you want to fucking laugh, look at a cat whenever they're like smelling something and they make that stank face where they open their mouth a little. Dude, it's fucking hilarious. Um, I would say cats though, but if it's like an animal I'm not used to that I've never like
Yeah, just
been
animals
around.
in general.
God, I like it's really hard because I do appreciate like nature. I appreciate a lot of animals. I'm really careful and cautious when it comes to being around other animals. Um, kind of like a hippie, but I'm not too crazy on stuff like SeaWorld and stuff because I just think unless there's a reason for preservation, I don't really agree with trapping animals in
Yeah, they
enclosed
shouldn't be held in
spaces.
captivity for
Yeah.
people's entertainment.
Also, snakes are pretty cool. Hey, all
You
right.
all,
Well, I guess my
Mhm.
favorite animal is a cat, but I love animals. You know, I will sit there and I will appreciate nature and I will appreciate an animal for what it
Yeah,
contributes to its environment and its habitat.
yeah, yeah. You lost me on the snakes, but the cats are cool. But
Snakes are
I
cool.
mean, mine, my favorite animal is just like me. It's fast, like me. My metabolism's fast in bed, but that's not here nor there. But it's a cheetah. But
Mm.
moving on. Magnus, dream job. Go ahead, man.
y'all already know.
We
Y'all
already
already know. God damn
hitting
it.
bars like he's cold.
I
Ice.
want to be a fucking rapper. And honestly, truthfully, like, let's expand on that. I do want to make music myself, but I don't want to make music for a very long time. I want to make enough music to put everything out there that I want to put out there, have fun with it. But my real true goal is to start a record label, an independent record label for artists like me who come from places that nobody knows about, who have no backing, no support, no opportunity. And I want to find these people, channel into their untapped potential, give them the opportunities that I so desperately crave at this current moment, and we'll see what happens. And that is my thing. I'm very big on you give back to the community that makes you become, something big. If there's people in your life that helped you or supported you, you give back to them. If there's any particular thing, just you always got to give back to those that gave to you when you didn't have none. And that's my whole thing that I want to do. I want to give opportunities to the people who don't have opportunities. Because there's so many people out there that I know, myself included, that we just don't have that proper opportunity. I don't have the money to go to a fancy studio and get all my shit written, or not written, but recorded with the high quality equipment. I can't produce my own beats, not because I don't know how, but because I don't have the equipment to produce my own beats. I'm working on getting a computer so I can get back on FL Studio and at least get that going. You don't have the promotion. The promotion is 90% of being a fucking artist. Promotion is the biggest thing. And obviously I can't afford promotion, and I can do what I can do, but that's all I can do. And that's some of the things that I would give to other people. And obviously it wouldn't just be like I'm handing a motherfucker something on a silver platter, because that's bullshit. You have to earn your keep. You have to show me that you deserve it. Tell me, why you're an artist, because there's nothing wrong with being an artist for the money. I wouldn't say that I would just turn you away if you're an artist for the money. It ain't nothing wrong with that, but you got to give me a good reason and show me through your music and through your talent that you actually deserve an opportunity. And so that would be kind of my thing. I know I'm kind of rambling on here, but that would be that would be my dream job, is to own a record label and give people the opportunities that they deserve.
Yes.
That's fucking round of applause on that one. Yeah, there are people who definitely need opportunities who just haven't been seen yet. I think for me, my dream job is probably any sort of job where I'm sitting there and I'm coming up with ideas, creativity. I think my creativity is my biggest key. Like, I can come up with stories in my mind in an instant, and I know that's not very fucking, like spectacular, like
Oh,
jaw-dropping
it is.
information.
Don't do that.
Well, I
Don't
mean,
humble yourself. Not everybody can do that.
well, true, but it's when it comes down to having like any sort of credentials for creativity, when it comes to like that sort of like field, very creative. I know if I were to have the chance to like maybe write a book or something, which I've tried, but there's a lot that goes into writing books.
Writing a book
And
is hard.
yeah, but
It ain't easy.
make like if I could be like the script writer for like a show or something like that, or a series, a movie, that would be really cool. I haven't really gotten into the like process for that, but I think if that was, I would have that as my dream job.
I mean, that's cool. That's definitely. I mean, wrestling writers, they do it too, and
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
yeah, that's true. That'd be fucking crazy if I could ever do that. But
Yeah.
So I have two questions left. I have a couple more questions on the page, but there's two questions left that I feel like asking, and because I don't want to take up the entire podcast. But let's start with this one. This is the last 2 questions. So these are the good 2 questions. Me being me, and me loving you guys. I know you guys love me. So, what is your favorite memory of us, me and you, Magnus?
Okay. Favorite memory. I'm not thinking hard because I don't have any. I'm thinking hard because we have so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. First one that come to mind is just one of them nights where like all of us would hang out and like just talk about life and stuff. Like when we like met up at your mom's house and swam in the pool and stuff like that and just talked for hours and hours. And I feel like that was a time when we all had like big dreams and wide eyes, and we hadn't quite been hit with the realness of being an adult quite yet.
Yeah.
And we all just kind of wanted to have, I remember because like we wanted to all move into a crib together. And like that would be cool one day, but like I don't think that's realistic. But regardless, that was our big like dream back then. We all wanted to split fucking rent and move into a crib together and work on, like we're doing now, content creation and stuff like that. And I mean, it's a cool ass concept. It's hard to put something like that in reality, especially when you're young as shit and you ain't got no money.
Yeah.
But regardless, that's me going on a tangent. My favorite memory with you is just those type of times. It's just talking, because like you're one of my favorite people to talk to. Just to be able to sit there and you always need those people in your life that you feel like you're able to be fully vulnerable with. You feel like you're able to say whatever you want to say, whether it's something bothering you in life or whether you just want to express something good to happen or anything in between. You need to have those people like Gavin that you can just go to, talk to, never feel like you're being judged, never feel like they don't want to talk to you, and just be able to have a good time and talk about shit and exchange information and shit. And that's my favorite memories of Gavin, is just talking and hanging out and talking about life, talking about dreams.
I'll bow on that one. Oh, thank you, Magnus. That's a great answer, and I love those moments too, man. All the time, man. Now,
Yes, sir.
Kobe, I know we have like it's been a while since we hung out because you moved to Tennessee, but I have a good couple memories with you.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I think of, just like Magnus. So I know you got one cooking.
I think of us together, it would have to be that one time we all went swim at your mom's house, and Magnus
Yep.
had cooked a steak.
Oh,
We all
yeah.
chilled that one night. That was a really great night.
Yeah.
For
A
those
lot
that
of
don't
people
know,
there.
I cook the best steak in the world. Fuck
Nah, yeah,
Guga, fuck Max the meat guy, fuck all of them. I cook the best steak in the world.
I don't know about that one.
I cook the best steak in the world.
I think specifically the best memory I have with you, Gavin, is probably that one day we were in Rouse's and we were chilling in the in the coolers. We were fucking around all day long.
Yeah.
Those days at Rouse's were great, man.
Definitely. Work didn't feel like work, man.
It really didn't, and then it started to feel like work, and then eventually we all left because the managers and shit were starting to be stupid. They paid like shit, but we had our fun. That's what I could say.
Yeah.
That's what it's
And
all about.
I miss those times at Rouse's. Even Eugene was there,
Yeah.
freaking we haven't talked to Eugene in a while. Hopefully he's doing good. Shout out Eugene. Shout out you can't shout out one and not the other. But
If you happen to be watching, Eugene, we love you. We miss you. We hope you're having a good time doing your thing.
definitely.
Come join the fucking party some more, man.
Yeah, for real,
talk
man.
to us.
Text in the group chat, something.
Tyler too, you thought. But Kobe, I'm gonna let you start the last question off. And it's gonna be
Hit me with
simple,
it.
and it's gonna be about you. 5 random facts about yourself that no one knows. Go ahead.
Let's see. That no one knows. Well, I guess I could say I started writing a book. It was just like a medieval type of book. I really do need to get back to it because I still have the some of the same ideas and concepts written down, and I know it. Let's see. I used to have a YouTube channel with me and my nephew. Uh, we would fucking post crazy clips. I'm not giving out that channel because
I was
I do
hoping you would.
I do not want these people looking up what I looked like when I was a kid and shit like that. No. Um, let's see. Other random facts. God, I still got 3 more, man. Shit.
Dig deep, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think right now too.
If you want to cut it down to 3, we can, because I know 5 is a lot.
No. Okay. I have these weird spurts of hyperfixating over something. I guess mine right now is wrestling. Um, it was One Piece, and then it really switches like every couple months, you know. But there's times where I do like keep that interest, but I'm not crazy going like hyperfixating over it.
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned this before. Sauce. I don't like sauce. I don't like any type of sauce. I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like ketchup. I don't like mustard. I don't barbecue
This
sauce.
motherfucker and this sauce. I don't know what sauce did to traumatize you, but
Ketchup. Fucking traumatized me. I'm pretty sure
Fact.
Gavin knows. Gavin knows.
I agree. I hate ketchup. Ketchup can die. I said that like what 2 podcasts ago.
A podcast ago, yeah. Um, and yeah, not a big fan of sauce. Barbecue sauce is okay whenever it's like at a cookout and it's like cooked down and shit. And for the last fact, let's see. Last fact that a lot of people don't know about me. God. And a lot of people don't know this, but this just goes back to into the creativity. I also used to write songs, uh, especially during high school when there was nothing to do. Write songs. Uh, Obviously, I'm pretty sure Magnus has that beat in my case, but I'm just a very creative man. Like I fucking the creativity blooms in my head.
That's
But
a good thing. That's a good trait to
yeah.
have, definitely.
All right, Magnus.
All right, Magnus. You had
all right.
time to think, man.
Yeah, I had plenty of time to think, and I'm still failing to come up with a lot of stuff. 5 facts about me. The part is that nobody knows because it's like I'm very much an open book. I tend to tell people anything they want to know. I don't really give a fuck. I always been that type of person. Use it against me if you want. I don't care. Ain't nothing nobody can say to me that I ain't heard before. But I'll kind of just go off some ones that people know, but not everybody knows. Like the viewers
Yeah.
in the audience wouldn't really know type shit.
Yes,
But
that's kind of what I mean.
I'll say one, like Kobe said, the hyperfixation thing. I'm autistic, and that is a big autism trait. Is that you tend to hyperfixate on things for a certain amount of time, and then eventually burn yourself out to the point you don't even want to think about them for a long ass time. And I could date back. I could think of like all of my different little eras. It's like it's fun in a way to think about like all the different eras that you had. Like I had my weightlifting era that lasted like a year. I wanted to be a strong man so bad.
A
I was
bodybuilder. I remember that.
not a bodybuilder, but a strong man.
Yeah, that's what
But
I meant.
yeah. But yeah, I had that, and then I had the van life phase. I wanted to live in a van and fucking travel America and shit, and I still would love to. I just ain't get the money for that shit, and I don't got a remote job of any type that produces income that I wouldn't have to be in one place.
They love to advertise that shit. Oh yeah, just get a van and travel the country.
And just everything just
It's so
works
cheap.
out for
It's
you.
so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like they don't look at the actual realisticness of that. And I dug deep into that, and like I could tell you that shit is not easy. You got quite a lot of things you got to worry about. Obviously, maintaining the van, getting all of the equipment to run a fucking van, installing all of the equipment to run a van. Um, like I said, having some sort of income, whether it's passive income or whatever, that you don't have to have a job in one place. And the biggest thing, finding a place to put that motherfucker. Where are you gonna put a van overnight that you're not gonna get killed in your fucking sleep, quite literally? It's a dangerous world we live in. But yeah, that was one of my eras. Just recently I had a big hyperfixation over Fallout. I was very big into the Fallout games for like a good 6 months. And then the Fallout TV show came out. I was in heaven. I was in heaven, boy. And I'm waiting for season 2, man. I can't wait. But right now I don't really have any hyperfixations. I guess I'm trying to figure one out. But one thing that I have been kind of not say hyperfixating on, but being kind of obsessed with is vocals and learning how to be a better vocalist. Trying to like learn how people do different vocal cord things. So like one thing I've been working on is the metal growls. Obviously, I've told y'all about that a lot. Trying to learn false chord stuff like that, and just whenever I listen to a song, I'm listening to the vocal inflections of people, listening to like, okay, this person hit that note. How did they like set up their vocal cords? What shape did their mouth make? Like thinking about all those little type of details, like how could I replicate that?
Yeah.
And that's been, I guess, my current hyperfixation is vocals. And so yeah, that's fact number 1. But fact number 2, I would say a decent amount of people know, but not many people know the extent of. I hate the heat. I can't stand the heat, and I love the cold. Like, if you put me in Alaska, I'm thriving. I'm a polar bear. That's who I am. And I just like this Louisiana heat. I can't take it, man. I could never like work a job where you got to work in the heat. I really just couldn't. I've tried before, and I haven't lasted. It's too much for me. I don't know if it's partially because obviously it's partially because I'm overweight. I have asthma, stuff like that. But just in general, man, the heat is just not fun. It is just I don't see how anybody can like enjoy the heat, because I know people that say they prefer 100 degrees over 30 degrees, and I'm just like, I don't understand. I just really don't.
Dude.
And that's one of my big things. I cannot stand the heat, and I want to move somewhere eventually where it's just not hot pretty much ever. Like that's why I was looking into like Missouri. Like I said, the hottest it gets over there is like 90, and that's like the hottest day of the year, pretty much. And I mean, it gets past 90 sometimes, but like for the most part, I know people in Missouri are probably gonna be like assholing, but whatever. Anyway, that'll be fact number 2, I suppose. Fact number 3, I'm a fidgeter. If you haven't noticed, this entire episode I've been fucking with this bottle of tahine. This is just It's just how I do shit. I fidget. And this is what keeps me focused. It might look like I'm like staring off into space and not really listening, but in reality, that's the only way that I listen. Because if I sit here and I try to look into the camera, maintain eye contact with the camera, maintain eye contact with the person I'm talking to, focus on what I'm looking like and sitting up straight and, focusing on my appearance, I'm not going to be actually listening to what you're saying. So it's a question of like, when people talk to me, it's like, would you rather me look all over the place and look down and fidget with stuff, but actually listen to what you're saying and give you a good constructive response to what you're asking me? Or would you rather me be all, oh, wow, that's so interesting, but I didn't actually hear anything you said because I was so focused on what I look like? But that's a big thing for me. I'm a fidgeter. I've been peeling this damn logo off of this shit and then sticking it back on. Yeah. And thing number 4, I don't know. I have to take a moment to think about that one. All right, so I guess my number 4 will be, the people don't really know this, but I'm pretty, I won't say anymore, but I used to be very big into sneakers. I used to be a very big sneakerhead. And yeah, we've had a little bit of a segment talking about it on the podcast before, but they don't know the extent of how much I used to be a sneakerhead. I used to be following every single drop, whether it was, Jordans, whether it was Nikes, like everything. I used to be kind of a reseller of sorts, but I just realized how shitty the resale market is and how shitty the people are that do reselling are, and it kind of drove me away from that whole thing in general, because it's really a snake eat snake world. It's not even a dog eat dog world, because that would be too much of a compliment. It's a snake eat snake world out there. But yeah, regardless of that, actually, like, just sneakers in general, I've always been very like big on sneakers, and I never had any like Nikes or Jordans or anything like that as a kid, because like we talked about before, we didn't have a lot of money as a kid, so I would get all my shoes from Payless, $5 shoes last year, the whole school year.
Facts.
And you work with what you got. But I had this one pair, and oh my goodness, if I could ever find it again, I don't know the name because I wasn't, into it like that back then. But it was these Reeboks. And they had like, I can only describe them like they had a bunch of marshmallows on the bottom of them. It was like some athlete shoes, like some runner shoes, but they were so freaking cool, man. I loved them. I loved them so much. And I wore them things until my foot could not fit in them anymore. And if I could ever find those shoes again, I swear I would buy a pair in my size. But I was always, even since I was a little kid, I was kind of obsessed with shoes. I always thought colorful shoes were so cool. I never been one for very formal fashion. I've always been one for very expressive fashion, just like colorful clothes, shit not even really matching all that much. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a, formal fucking attire, a nice 3-piece suit. All of that stuff is nice. It looks amazing. But I always just been kind of a wacky motherfucker, very expressive. My favorite color is yellow. So it's like, I'm just very bright and expressive in that aspect.
Yeah.
But fact number 5. I forgot what I was like thinking of for fact number 5, doing all that yapping. I had thought of something, but then I don't remember now. I mean, I guess I could just say I'm a very sportsy type of person. I I I might not look the part because I'm 300 pounds and I'm 5'9" and I'm, white as hell, but I'm very, very into sports, all sports. I appreciate all sports because the the talent that you have to play a sport on even a semi-professional level, even at a high school level, the talent and the courage that you have to play a sport is just, you can't teach it. And that's one of those things that I appreciate, because sports are like any other art form. It's a way to express yourself. It's a way to escape from the unfortunate reality of the world that we live in. And not everybody has a shitty life, but you know what I mean. It's just a way to escape. Like, you listen to music to get away and go to a different place. And I feel like that's the same when you're on the football field, or when you're on the baseball field or the basketball court. You just zoned into doing your thing with this sport, focusing on improving something about yourself. And I just feel like that's one of the coolest things that you can do, is play a sport, because you focusing on bettering yourself in some aspect, whether you see it that way or not. That's your time to go and like meditate, kind of like therapy. That's why a lot of people choose sports whenever they're upset. They go ride to the basketball court, get off a few shots, and subconsciously you're not realizing it, but you're kind of like if you ever seen that picture of like the statue sort of chipping away at itself, making itself better. That's what you're doing. You're carving a better you out of doing sports. And I just think that's so beautiful. But yeah, a little bit of a long-winded 5 facts. I'm a yapper, y'all know this. But that'll do it for me.
Word. Okay. So that will conclude the first ever question from me. So we're gonna have to give this little thing a name at some point. Maybe the furry funhouse. Wait, that just sounds weird. But that concludes my questions. And
maybe like some kind of sort of interview podcast type thing.
Yeah. And that'll be the end of my questions. I don't have no more questions, but I do want to add, pretty soon, put it on your time, put it on your calendar. Pretty soon, I will be dropping another video onto my YouTube channel.
I will
I've been
put that
working
in the
on
link
something.
in the description.
Thank you. You the best. You the goat.
Check out that
I've been working on
description.
something. I'm trying to be like a videographer. I would like to post my sister's gender reveal video that I made, but I'm not gonna post that on my personal channel. I might make a new channel for like that kind of stuff. Just trying to get my name out there and. But my next YouTube video will be coming out here soon. Just stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. But like I said, that concludes my little part. If you guys need to say anything, or even if you have a question for yours truly, since I sat here and interrogated y'all for about an hour, if y'all want to interrogate me, go ahead.
I got one. What is your dream place that you always wanted to visit?
Dream place I always wanted to
Anywhere
visit.
in the world, doesn't matter.
I would maybe say like Britain, like UK, overseas. I just love the
The architecture?
accent, the architecture. Yeah, I definitely appreciate the architecture. I definitely want to see that. Like I know it's like really out of my cards. Maybe not. It's just something I'm speaking out of. I really want to go see the Colosseum, but to say that I'm gonna ever go, probably not. But
Yeah, that's why it's a dream place.
yeah, it'd be a dream place. But like talking like more of like I would want to spend time out there and be there for a while. Definitely like Britain. That's where I would like to
go. Magnus, what about you?
Well, I've always had a dream of wanting to go to Switzerland. That's always been one of my hot spots that I would like to visit. To me, Switzerland has some of the most beautiful natural scenery in the world. I like the idea of, riding the train on the mountain and shit. Like, I just think all that type of stuff is cool. And that's one of my favorite things in the world is like snow-capped mountains. So any place that just has a lot of mountains, it gets like extra points for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, Switzerland is one of them places. It's got the lush greenery with the snow-capped mountains in the background. It's like if you generated the perfect Minecraft world.
Yeah.
But what
I
about you,
think,
Kobe? What's your favorite place?
I
Yeah.
think for me, it's a split between these two places, Norway and Alaska. Like the part of Alaska that looks like Washington, not, like blizzard, that sort of shit. Norway and Alaska, God, dude, they're so beautiful. I love. People gonna ask, are you a beach person or a mountain person? Fucking mountains, man.
Every day.
So much more natural beauty. Like, don't get me wrong, the sea life is awesome, and the beaches look nice. God, there's so many people there. The people
Who
just
wants to go
ruin it.
sit out in the sun and burn all day?
When you could hike trails and there's creeks and there's a river and there's a lake and there's these huge trees and this awesome terrain and a big ass mountain in the distance. It's so beautiful, man. Tennessee,
And y'all got to keep in mind that we all come from a place where there ain't no such thing as mountains.
yeah,
It
Oh,
ain't no damn mountains in Louisiana.
yeah,
We
Not
got
even-
one
yeah.
big, we got one big hill in Montague. That's our mountain, the
Yeah.
Montague Park.
Yeah, for real.
yeah, man. Mountains are just so beautiful. My dream home, which I guess we can like sort of transition that into next, would be just like a big ass cabin. There's like a couple yards away, there's like a little dock where I can go fish at. There's a big ass lake or a pond, and then there's trees surrounding. Oh man. And I could just go on my morning walks and runs on a nice trail. That would be just amazing.
You don't run.
Nah. That boy lied.
No, but in all seriousness, that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And that's very similar to what my dream home would be. I was talking about this with Jasmine the other day. We was riding down the bayou, and I asked her the same question. I'm like, man, what is your dream home? And I was just telling her about mine. I'm like, my dream home is like a log cabin in the woods of like Minnesota. Like that would be like perfect for me. A nice big beautiful log cabin with like kind of like those old school lights with the flame in the middle and just like very natural look about it in the middle of the woods but not too far away for like
Yeah.
from like a town or like for emergencies or anything like that,
Right.
but just my own little piece of nature. And that
Yep.
would be just the perfect thing for me. Especially, I know Minnesota is kind of a harsh environment, but I always had a dream also of making some kind of farmstead, some kind of homestead. I want to live off the land. That's a big thing for me. It's another reason why I'm looking at Missouri, because Missouri has some of the most open farmland in all of America.
Yeah. I can respect that. Me personally, I fucking I like the aspect of like farming and not having to deal with like fucking animals. Dude, animals fucking stink. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
what were
Taking
you,
the straw.
what were you gonna say, Gavin?
I was just gonna say that my dream home is kind of like underwhelming, in a sense. So it's more of like I really don't want a big house. Like I'm for a bedroom house, something small, but like I want a lot of land. Mostly because I want a lot of dogs and I want them to run on my land for one.
Yeah.
I would love to like raise chickens and cows and stuff like that. I would love to do that. But my biggest thing, I want to shoot my guns. When I get guns, I want to shoot guns, and I want to, not have to worry about am I going to shoot somebody because they're 50 yards where I'm shooting.
Yeah.
I can just do what I got to do. But that's definitely me. I just want to like I want it to be like 100 yards. Like I don't want to be close. Like I just want to be secluded. And to be honest with you, if I can be like pretty much taken off the map and be forgotten about, I would definitely do it.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Off
Yep.
grid.
That's definitely my dream place.
Hey, I don't knock it because it sounds amazing. Well, Magnus, did you have a question for Gavin since I gave him a question?
Nah, not in particular.
Okay. All right. Well, we're clocking in at about an hour and 10 minutes. So, any final thoughts you guys want to give?
Well, I really enjoyed the concept of this podcast. It was fun. It was thought provoking,
Mhm.
and we all got to put in our piece, and nobody was like talking over the other one. It felt very uniform without feeling scripted.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. We got to say our piece and talk about what we wanted to talk about. But I guess if I did have to give Gavin a question, I kind of just thought about it.
I knew it was
Not a
coming.
big question, but you're the only one out of us that has played college football so far. So give us your thoughts on it. Tell us how you feel, what you think could be better, what you think is great about the game, and give us a rating out of A to F.
Ooh. So okay, I'm gonna start first. You said likes and dislikes. So likes. My likes are it's college, man. Like everyone loves college. Like college is better than any professional sport. No matter what sport we're
Very
talking
true.
about, college trumps everything, bro. That's what I'm gonna say. So yeah, but I've been waiting 11 years for this game. You know, I was what in middle school
Yep.
when Clause 14 came out, and me and my stepbrother would stay up late playing that, and now the new game came out, and like 3 days ago, me and my stepbrother played, and it was a lot different. But now to the game, well, I'm yapping. The game, yeah, it's great. Movement feels awesome. The one thing, well, there's a couple of things that I don't like. I'm not hating because the game, a rating F out of A, I would say an A minus, mostly because I have a little bit of things that I do not like. But A minus definitely, it's in the A. I wouldn't say A plus because nothing's A plus because nothing is perfect, and I'm not gonna say A because I have. But the broken tackles are ridiculous. Like it's like a runner will be running down the field, and three of your players would try to tackle him, and they all miss a tackle, and he runs for 70 yards for a touchdown. That's annoying. I get it; it happens sometimes, but when it happens almost every other touchdown play,
Yeah.
problem.
I think that's what they was trying to do. They try to like be like, oh well, college is very offense oriented, so let's just completely ruin defense.
Oh yeah, defense is so hard. But
Yeah.
defense is hard for you. But the computer, absolutely not. When I tell you and you hike the ball, it's
Yep.
like this, right? Let me give you a little demonstration. So
All right.
I'm in the center. I'm like down, set, tap his balls a little bit, hut, and then I'm on my back and I'm looking up at the sky. That's exactly what it is, bro. Like pretty much, you hike the ball and you on your back. That's a problem.
Hike the ball. Oh.
So with me, what I thought about doing, but you know, the last couple of games that I did play today, I didn't really have trouble with it. But I thought about going into the sliders and upping the pass block a little bit, to kind of balance it out. But
Tweak it a little
definitely
bit.
when that stadium pulse goes on, bro, like you have like a split second to hike and make a. They're coming because the crowd is so loud. But that's really my only dislikes. My likes, you know, the uniforms look good, the graphics look great. What more do you want from a sports game? You're gonna
The
make it,
vibes.
you know, what like you can't make the sports game any differently that then it's gonna turn out to not even be a sports game anymore. You know, because there's a lot of people I see that go on social media. Oh well, the graphics look like it's Madden Mobile. Well, don't play it. Like don't play it at all. Like that's my take.
Yeah, you
Uh,
can't really do much more with the graphics. That's always been one of my things with
Yeah.
games. Like, why do people care so much about graphics? Like,
Mhm.
all the best games that we ever played had shit graphics.
Yeah.
San Andreas.
graphics are a very overrated way to grade a game. But
Definitely.
if it looks like
Yeah.
fucking poo poo, then obviously. But sometimes it just don't. Like they don't
Yeah,
matter
there's a
that
big
much.
difference between graphics and artwork.
And
I
then
feel like the artwork is
nowadays,
what matters
if
more than the graphics.
if you want your game to run smoother, you turn down the graphics and it works. No one's expecting a game that's going to be graphically a masterpiece and then but it's locked behind 30 FPS. It's like
Yeah. So that's I think what my biggest problem is with a lot of people is they complain before they even really give it a chance. Because
Yeah.
I was playing because I actually ended up pre-ordering, but I played it early. And when I tell you that the people that played it before the game actually came out, the day it came out, they were complaining that it was bad. Like you didn't give it enough time to come out yet. The first patch didn't come out yet. You just sat there complaining, and that's my biggest thing. When you play in a game, like I know I fall for it too, and I complain a lot when I play games. But realistically, what are you complaining about? The game. Like if you can complain, you go make a better game. That's how I feel. So I
Right.
didn't take my own advice on that. Same thing like wrestling games, and I'm gonna call you out, Hunter, and I'm speaking directly to you, Hunter. When you talking about WWE games, don't ever say, "Oh, it just sucks because I can't." Yeah, talking to you, and guess what? He's playing the new game. Blows my mind. But yeah, like people like that guy. But I love you, Hunter. It's all jokes, or is it? Um, but yeah, definitely, man. Like that was a great question. I know I kind of yapped around the question, but yeah, game is a A- for me. Dislikes, pass rush, likes, everything else. And Dynasty
Yeah.
mode is awesome. I've been playing Dynasty mode. I've made a Wake Forest Dynasty. I made an LSU. LSU. Gotta love them.
Yep.
Be my
Go
own
Tigers.
that I will love. Go Tigers. Yeah.
Go Tigers.
But yeah, that was that's all I can really say about the game. But yeah, it's great, and I hope in the future you guys get to play it. I'm hoping for y'all. I'm praying for y'all, man. Whoa, what is
What the
this?
what the fuck?
what the hell?
Woo!
Yeah,
Let's-
congratulations.
That's my cue. That was my cue. That was my
What the
cue.
fuck?
Hell
That was
that?
awesome, dude.
What was that?
Dude, I have no clue.
Is that
That just
Discord?
happened?
Yes, that just happened. I
What
swear.
the fuck? I thought you like had something planned. You was about to announce some shit or
I'm
something.
like, let's see if I can get it. Let's see. Come on, hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up.
I'm trying to
I'm
figure
like,
out
you
what
know what?
I'm trying to figure out how to do it. If there's like a way
I
to
don't
do
know. I
it.
don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell just happened.
Wait,
That's funny.
I just put a goat. I don't know what the fuck. What?
Baby, you're a firework. Go and let your colors burst.
But yeah, cool. But do you have any footnotes that you would like to add before we conclude?
No, I think this was a pretty fun podcast. Not as fun as the last one, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. This was a pretty fun and nice podcast this week.
Yep.
I think they'll enjoy it. 'Cause
I
they'll probably
agree.
if you guys put down in the comments some of the questions that Gavin asked us, why don't you answer in the comments?
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, I promised you guys, and I held up on my promise. Actually, I was supposed to eat pork chops tonight, but then I remembered I was like, oh my god, I made a promise to everybody that I was gonna start off the podcast eating Firehouse subs, so I did it.
You said you truly rated over Subway. Truly.
Well, I'm gonna say yeah, because like I said, the only sandwich from Subway that I can really sit there and be like, yeah, like is the chicken teriyaki. And I'm sure there's more Firehouse sub sandwiches that I would eat other than this pulled pork sandwich,
All right. So you're
So
putting it in high A? What are we doing?
So I'm gonna put it in high A. We can, we're not gonna go back to that list.
Yeah, we're not revisiting it, but
But let us know in the comments. Would you like for us to rate videos? If you want us to react to videos, or even your videos, whoever is watching this, if you make content and you want us to react and give us our opinions, we'll do it. We can, if you want us to watch UFC knockouts or football's hardest hits or NBA, let us know.
Oh well, there we go. Next idea for the pod.
Yeah.
React to
We
some
could-
clips.
We could do any number of things. I was thinking we could all sit down, and obviously this one would get fucking copyrighted in like 15 seconds, but if we find like an album that we all haven't heard and want to listen to, we could all sit down and listen to it together, and each song that goes by we could give our thoughts on it, and say like if we would add this to the playlist, or just stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that could be fun.
Well, now that you say that, it made me think of something. Maybe at some point we can figure out to stream on Twitch. Maybe Kobe could stream on Twitch and then put his screen up, and we could do it on Twitch to where we don't get copyrighted. And if people watch it, people watch it. If they don't, they don't. It's something fun for us to do,
Yeah.
But I
Either
do
way.
agree with that.
Either way, we could do it. I would say just go ahead and say fuck it and do it on here, because like we're not monetizing the channel, so it's not gonna get a copyright strike.
True.
And if ever time came that we decided to do it, then we could just delete that video.
Yeah, definitely. You know how many copyright videos I got on my the one that me and you played basketball to 1v1, that one was copyrighted because of the
almost every single video on my fucking channel is copyrighted, which is stupid, but whatever.
But yeah, like I said, new video coming out soon. Hopefully, I could talk Magnus into letting me make a video. But other than that, Kobe, you have anything?
No. I think I'll go ahead and do the closeout today. Again, thank you guys for listening. If you listen all the way through, we really appreciate your support. More episodes coming again next week. As soon as I get done doing some stuff today, I'll work on the video. Last Monday, I was going to upload it, but my power went out, and that was also my birthday, the 15th. So big 23.
Birthday.
Yeah. The episode should be out tomorrow, or technically today at Monday. Again, we appreciate your support. Big things coming. Have a great day.